Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. This is the Huddersfield against Manchester United live preview. Well, live if you're watching it live. If you're watching this back later on today, then thank you for watching nevertheless. Hope you guys are all well. Make sure you subscribe and notified so you're getting those notifications and stuff when we do go live, and you can join in on the debate. Hope you're all doing well. Have you caught my FIFA Fridays yet? It was another emotional episode. I promise I'm not that bad at FIFA, but check it out anyway if you want to do that after this preview. But Jose Mourinho has just had his press conference, and there's some good news coming out of that press conference as well. Marcus Rashford has not been added to the injury list. Now, we remember against Benfica midweek, he scored his goal. Shortly after scoring his goal, he felt his knee. He felt a knee injury, and he come off the pitch. After the game, I was saying on here, on Full Time Devils, that I didn't feel great with the fact that he had got injured and the way he looked. The look on his face wasn't great. Jose said after the game he felt something in his knee, but today he's confirmed that Marcus Rashford is available for Huddersfield away, and it's the same squad that travelled to Benfica that will play against Huddersfield. So there's no Pogba back, no Rojo back, no Fellaini, no Zlatan, no Bailly, no Jones. It's the same squad that took on Benfica midweek. The good news being that Marcus Rashford hasn't added his name to the list of injured players. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. There were updates on Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well. Jose Mourinho expects him to be back inside 2017, so he'll be back before the end of the year, which is great news for Manchester United. Also as well, not just that, Paul Pogba, there's no idea when he's going to be back yet. He's not training with the club. He's not at the club. He's away. Looks like he's in America, LA or something, doing some of his own fitness work. So when you see the videos on Instagram and Twitter and etc. of Paul Pogba doing training, he's not in Manchester, as you can probably tell by the weather. And he's not with club physios. He's doing his own work. So interesting there that Jose doesn't actually know what's going on with Paul Pogba. Or he could just be saying that. Manchester United have a lot of injuries going into this game, though, despite the fact Rashford hasn't been added to the list. And like I said, no Fellaini, Carrick, Pogba in the midfield area, which means we'll be relying on Matic and Herrera again. Also, no Zlatan, no Rojo, no Bailly, no Jones. So it's likely Victor Lindelof will get a start in this game against Huddersfield. So it could be a huge game for him so far. Obviously, he's only played Cup and Champions League games. Hasn't really started any Premier League games yet. And if he does get called up for action against Huddersfield, it's a big, big game for him. Huddersfield, on the other hand, now, obviously, Huddersfield, coming into the season, they had a very, very good start. They beat Crystal Palace on the opening day of the season. They won their first home game. And then they drew away at Southampton, and they had a very, very good start. But since then, they haven't been on a good run. They haven't scored since September. They haven't won a game in 4, 5, 6 league games. They're not performing very well at all. And the goals have dried up. If you look at their last couple of games, they've not scored. Where are their goals going to come from? Now, they have a few threats that can cause us issues, the likes of Tom Ince, Lepara, Mounier, etc. But this is a game Manchester United should be expecting to win. Although David Wagner's side are very, very organised, and you know he did fantastically well to get them up through the playoffs. When you look at him, you're thinking, where's the goals coming from? When you look at their side, where is the goals coming from? When it's 0-0 for a long time, are they going to be able to get that first goal? The first goal can be so important in Premier League games. And they went away to Swansea, and I thought with the way Swansea have been playing, Huddersfield could go there and get a result and break their run. But they didn't, and Swansea got a comfortable 2-0 win in the end. So Huddersfield aren't in the best of form. But when you look at this fixture, Manchester United are coming to town. First game against Huddersfield in 45 years. So their fans will be well and truly up for this one. And not only that, it's a big Premier League game for them. Their home games all count. These are the games where they'll be expecting to try and get their points from. Of course, they'll look at it, Manchester United, they'll write it down as a defeat. Any points will be a bonus, but their fans will be well and truly up for this one. And if we don't get the first goal, it's a little bit of a worry. But if we can get the first goal, these guys will absolutely crumble. Crumble like a digestive, I tell you. Anyway, guys, how are you all doing? As you can see, a little bit smart cash today. I'm off out after this, going some boxing. But obviously, I had to get my Huddersfield preview in. I was about to leave and then I thought, shit, haven't done my Huddersfield preview. I need to get this on. So thank you for joining us, guys. I'm going to jump into the comments very, very soon. Make sure you're hitting that like button, commenting and sharing. Isn't Mounier injured, says Liam Austin. I do think he's injured still, yes. I haven't heard an update on their team news, but he missed their last couple of games, so could be. Yash says, am I confident? I am confident. Akshmeet says, Adam was missed in the full-time Devils preview. Oh, man, I'm absolutely gutted I missed out on that one. So basically what happened was I was up late the night before, and then I woke up at like 6 o'clock on Thursday morning, and the preview was at 11:45. I'd been doing loads of work and stuff, and then at about 11:15, I decided to chill on the sofa while I was waiting for the phone call. Knocked out, and my phone was on silent, so when they were ringing me, I didn't hear it. And then I woke up and it had just started. So that's why I missed it. I literally had a power nap whilst the preview was going on. And I didn't mean to. I was just absolutely shattered. I was on about 3 hours, 4 hours sleep. But I am back now. I'm at work watching the legend that is AdamMcKola. Sickhead Yardy. I absolutely love you, mate. And you're always, always watching. So thank you very much for that one. McTominay, new contract thoughts, says Petter Home. And McTominay obviously was involved against Benfica. He come on late in the day. And it was nice to see that. Obviously, we've got no choices in midfield, really. So Jose Mourinho was kind of forced to. But it was good to see him give him a few minutes towards the end and let him make his Champions League debut. Now, me personally, do I think Scott McTominay is out of this world and he's going to develop into some monster for United? Personally, no. And I could see him leaving in the near future. But Jose Mourinho clearly likes him. He's a physical player as well. He's tall and strong. And he keeps possession tidily. And Jose will like that. He always looks to get on the ball. He always looks confident. And he may have a chance. He may be one that surprises us. So fair play to him if he does get a new contract. Then Jose does keep him part of the squad. But me personally, I've never felt like, oh, that's a player that's definitely going to make it in our first team. I've never felt that about him. There's been players like Fosu, Pereira, Twanzebe, etc. Pogba even when he broke through. And you just think, yes, they're definitely going to make it. McTominay hasn't been one of those. But it doesn't mean he doesn't have a future at Manchester United. He still has the potential there. I hope Lingard starts over Mickey, says one of the comments. Big Homie Gamer says, am I streaming FIFA today? FIFA Friday's video has already been up. I'm efficient like a motherfucker, mate. Go and check out the FIFA Friday's video after we are done here. Usman says he just finished watching my FIFA video. I was fuming today. Absolutely fuming. You see that offside call? Oh my God. Oh my God. Go and check that out. I think Pogba is really key in the squad at the moment. We are playing boring football, says Hamza. I think the miss of Paul Pogba is absolutely huge for Manchester United. We really do miss Paul Pogba. And it's his ability to bring the ball forward from defence, from midfield, speeds up the play. And not only that, his goals, assists, his technique, his skill, his strength, his aerial ability. He's a complete midfielder. Not many midfielders are like Paul Pogba. And any team in the world would miss him. And Manchester United are obviously going to miss him. And then when you have Fellaini and Carrick out too, it makes it a little bit more difficult. We haven't got the option to go with three in midfield. And that is really, really not helping us at all. Tactically, we're kind of hamstrung a little bit going into games, knowing that we can only play two in midfield, which is a little bit frustrating. Maybe use Daley Blind there, but I've said that so many times over the years. Use Daley Blind in midfield, use Daley Blind in midfield. Never, ever happens. So it's pointless continuing to repeat that. Andreas Pereira, though, went out on loan. Jose Mourinho complained, and it seemed like he was right to complain because Andreas Pereira would have been getting minutes, would have been playing Champions League football, he would have been playing Premier League football for Manchester United. Whether he would have been starting or not remains to be seen. But that was a big, big mistake by him to leave at that point. Could have stayed up until January and been getting loads of minutes. But at the same time, Andreas Pereira may not have been getting the feelings from Jose Mourinho that he was wanted at the club and that he was going to play football this season. And the decision to leave may have been the right one from his perspective. So it's difficult to say, really. It's really, really difficult to say. How long until Pogba is back, says Thomas. Not sure yet. Jose Mourinho didn't give any updates today. Someone saying Ozil to Manchester United. Ozil to Manchester United. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. The Ozil at Arsenal, I do not want him anywhere near Manchester United. But Arsenal are a special case. Arsenal fuck up everybody. If we were to sign the Ozil at Real Madrid or the Ozil for Germany, it'd be a very good signing. Personally, I prefer Mata. But if he was to join the squad and be part of that squad and not replace Mata, I wouldn't mind. And it would boil piss down at Arsenal. Imagine if we signed Ozil and he ended the season with the Premier League winners medal or something like that. And Jose is probably looking at Manchester City and thinking, when you look at their bench and you look at their team, they've got quality to come from their bench as well. United do have a good squad and a good bench, but we maybe don't have that world-class quality on the bench. And Ozil is maybe someone that can provide that for us if we can get him playing at his best. So on a free or a cheap transfer, it would probably make financial sense for United to take that risk. And Jose Mourinho knows him. But me personally, if I was to make that decision, I would say if it's the Arsenal Ozil, no. But I remember back in the day when Ozil was linked to Manchester United, I was very excited about it. So, you know, it's all up in the air at the moment, but it's not now. Now isn't the time to be talking about transfers. Now is the time to be talking about Huddersfield against Manchester United. Now is the time to be focusing on what's in front of us, and that is the Premier League. And we're back in action. Now, after that Liverpool game, there's been a lot of doom and gloom about, and the performance against Benfica wasn't vintage, so that's kind of continued. And I feel like everyone just needs to chill out a little bit. Really just chill the fuck out a little bit. Manchester United's start to the campaign has been fantastic. We're 8-9 games into the season. 8 games into the season. We've drawn at Liverpool and at Stoke. Historically, when you go into a Premier League season, you look at Stoke away, you look at Liverpool away, and you think, 2 of our most difficult games in the season. And those are the only 2 we've dropped points in. We've won every other game. Earlier on in the season, August, September, we were blowing teams away. We were scoring goals for fun. And the goals have dried up a little bit in the last week since the international break. But I don't understand why people are getting so carried away by that. We've had a difficult away game at Liverpool. We've had a difficult away game at Benfica. Regardless of what anyone says about their form, it was our most difficult game in the group. And we've come out of it with a draw at Anfield and a victory in Benfica at Lisbon. And yet some people are still finding room to complain. I find it very, very strange. We're missing an awful lot of players in our side. We're missing the likes of, Pogba, Fellaini, Carrick. We've got a whole midfield out there. We've got a whole centre half. We've got a whole defence out. If you consider Luke Shaw hasn't been available, Rojo, Bailly, Jones. We're missing an awful lot of players. So when you consider that, you've got to take that into consideration as well. Of course, you don't want to see the team performing badly. And I totally understand that. But I think we haven't been playing badly this season. We've been playing badly this week. And people need to realise that we've been playing badly for 3 to 4 years. Why are you now getting so irritated at a point where Manchester United are going in the right direction? It's easy to look over the other side and say, oh, Manchester City scoring 5 every week. They started last season winning their first 10 league games. They didn't win the league. We only played them twice in the season in the league. Why are we so concerned about Manchester City? Focus on ourselves. We've got the players, we've got the manager, we've got the fans, we've got the history, we've got the club to do it. So let's just focus on Manchester United. We don't need to be looking elsewhere over other people's garden fences to see what they got, because they should be worried about us. And ultimately, it hasn't been great this week, but it doesn't change the fact it's been a very good start to the season, and I think people need to remember that. I am at the game tomorrow, and I will be doing fan cams there as well, so make sure you go and check those out, guys. I'll see you for them. I think we can recall Pereira if we need to. Nandan says, fuck the haters. Any more questions, get them in. Make sure you keep hitting that like button as well. Bang that like button away. And subscribe if you're not subscribed to AdamMcKola TV. I will really, really appreciate it. So, we're halfway through the video. So now is the time for my starting 11 prediction. And that is this. I've gone with David De Gea in goal. Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof and Daley Blind. Matic, Herrera, Lingard, Mata, Martial and Romelu Lukaku. So obviously, Marcus Rashford picked up that injury, I wouldn't start him because I don't feel we need to start him and risk him. Yes, he's back in the squad. That's great to see. But why do we need to risk him? We don't. We've got Anthony Martial there, who's fully fit, to play him. I think Jesse Lingard should come in for Henrik Mkhitaryan. I think Henrik Mkhitaryan hasn't been great recently. And I think his performances have been poor. But I think he could be helped by being taken out of the team, taken out of the firing line. Bring in Jesse Lingard, bring in his energy, his movement, all of that stuff, and just rest Mkhitaryan for one game. Bring him in, against Swansea or against whoever next week. But we don't need to play him now, or Tottenham next week. We don't need to play him now. Why don't we play Lingard? Then we've got Swansea. Then we've got Tottenham. Bring him back against Tottenham. Give him a rest for a week. Tottenham's a huge game for us. He scored the winner against Tottenham last season. So I would take Mkhitaryan out of the firing line, personally. Hamza thinks Darmian will play instead of Daley Blind. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Schmidt says Lukaku needs to have a good game. Our side is getting better and better. Just need the players to keep fit, says Ken Dale. Mr. Siobhan says don't like how Ander has been playing. Matic and Herrera don't seem to be gelling well together. Mickey should be rested, says Nandan, who obviously agrees with me. Luke Shaw still out, says Leon Chen. Interesting, during the press conference today, Jose Mourinho was asked about Luke Shaw. And he was asked about Luke Shaw, and he said, the journalist said, how is Luke Shaw? And Jose Mourinho said, working. And that was it. He didn't say anything else. And that worries me a little bit. What is going on with Luke Shaw? But like I've said in a video before, it's down to Luke Shaw. It is all down to Luke Shaw. If Luke Shaw can respond to whatever Jose wants, get fit, stay motivated, and look like he wants to be a first-team player at Man United, Jose will pick him. But at the moment, it's all down to him. And I think you hear bad things about him playing for the 23s. Now, I didn't watch it. I can't comment. But when you hear about those things, it's not nice to hear at all. So I want to see Luke Shaw do well so badly. I want Luke Shaw to succeed at Manchester United. Because if he succeeds, our left-hand side is sorted. But it's all on him at this moment in time, and I really hope he does pull through. Tom Besser thinks we don't have enough world-class players. Raf says, why aren't we giving Herrera a new contract? So Herrera's contract expires in the summer. Manchester United are in negotiations with him and his agent for a contract. We do have the option to extend his current contract by a year. Now that may be triggered if obviously these negotiations drag on. We haven't agreed a deal with him yet, but fingers crossed we do that soon, because once that deal is agreed, he's our player. We do need to sort that out though. Herrera needs to stay at Manchester United, regardless of whether he's been in form or out form. We need players like Ander Herrera. Juan Mata is also in the same position as well. I believe his contract expires in the summer. So if we're going to keep him, we need to get him signed up too. There's been links between Juventus and Juan Mata. So I'd love Juan Mata and Ander Herrera to stay, but contracts need to be signed soon, because in January they can speak to other clubs. Although I expect United will trigger the extension in Herrera's contract anyway. That is up to United to trigger, and not Ander Herrera. Any news on Rashford, says Multigen? Yes, mate, you've obviously just joined us a little bit late. No problem. I can update you on Marcus Rashford. Jose Mourinho has confirmed Marcus Rashford will be in the squad for Manchester United tomorrow against Huddersfield. It's the same squad that travelled to Benfica that will take on Huddersfield. So great news that Marcus Rashford hasn't been added to the injury list. The reason he's not in my team is because I believe we shouldn't risk him. There's no need risking him at all. So I'd go with Martial, Mata and Lingard. It was good to have Mata back against Benfica. This season, whenever he's been out, against Real Madrid, against Stoke, against Liverpool, United haven't won. The Mata effect is well in full effect. And we shouldn't be dropping him from the side. That is for sure. Do any of you guys fear Huddersfield? Do any of you guys fear David Wagner side? He's a very good manager. Who do you fear from their team? La Parra, Tom Ince. What you're making of their side? Get your comments in on that as well, and we'll discuss Huddersfield before I give you my score prediction before the game. If I could bring back one player from Man United 08, who would be? It's easy to say Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it? But then you got Scholes, Hargreaves, who was pretty good, Rio, Vidic, Evra. So that's a very, very good question, you know. Even Tevez, I didn't like him, but fantastic player. Good question, mate. Mata is such a top player. I love him, says Aditya. Their only threat is Aaron Moy. Keep him quiet. We should be okay. Good shout, Sam Price. Aaron Moy is a very good player for them. Didn't he come from Manchester City, if I remember correctly? And he's a quality player. Got the eye for a goal, eye for a pass. He can dominate midfield areas and in between the lines. If we can shut him out, we'll shut out their supply. You bang on there, mate. Tom Ince will be up for it as well if he's anything like his dad in it. Knobheads. Do I think there is too much pressure on Lukaku? Asked Joker. I don't think so, no. People talking about a goal drought because he hasn't scored for 2 games. I find that a little bit mad. Look, he didn't perform greatly in the last 2 games. We've got Huddersfield coming up next. He's performed in games this season and hasn't performed greatly and still scored goals. His goal record is fantastic, and that's what he should be judged on. Yes, we want him to play well. Of course we want him to play well. But as long as he scores goals, that's all that matters. And look, I know a lot of people have been worried this week, and if we go into that Huddersfield game and we fail to perform, then I can understand things. But right now I can't. And going into this Huddersfield game, I'm still confident Manchester United will go there and get a result. Like you guys said, there isn't much to really threaten us from Huddersfield. That could be famous last words. They will be up for this though, and I hate these kind of games against newly promoted sides at their ground with their fans. I hate all that shit because they'll usually pull one out of the bag. The one thing that makes me a little bit happy is it's 3 o'clock kickoff. It's not televised. You normally find those early kickoffs will have a little bit of a shambles on display, but not to be the case hopefully tomorrow. I'm going for a 3-0 win to Manchester United with Lukaku getting back amongst the goals. Mickey should play for a confidence boost before Spurs, says Craig. Going with the other side, I say he should be rested between now and Spurs and played against Spurs. You said he should play. Who do you guys agree with, myself or Craig? Both could be right. Both could be wrong. We will definitely thrash them, says Kushal. United not so fluid in attack right now. Man City bought Melbourne City for less than they sold Moyes. They scored only 1 goal from the last 7 games and they haven't scored since September. Everything says Manchester United should be beating these lot and beating these lot comfortably. But you never know in the Premier League. Crystal Palace went and beat Chelsea last week, having not scored, not won, not had shown any hope all season. So anything can happen, and I think David Wagner is a very, very talented coach. But nevertheless, I am confident Manchester United get that first goal. These lot will crumble. And I can see a 3-0 victory to Manchester United on the cards. That is my predicted 11. Of course, get your predictions in the comments below as well. And whether you joined me live or joined me later on after we were live, yeah. Thank you for watching youtube.com/AdamMcKola. FIFA Fridays is up. PES Champions League Road to Glory is up. Loads of content up. Tomorrow night I'll have reaction from the John Smith Stadium from Huddersfield after Manchester United have hopefully picked up another 3 points in the league. So make sure you join us then. For now though guys, I have been AdamMcKola. You guys have been absolute legends. This has been the Huddersfield against Manchester United preview, and I am out of here.